How does specificity of practice relate to the processing of sensory information? Think of someone learning a skill like trying to shoot a basketball. When that skill is executed, there's a lot of visual information that you need. You need to know the position of the basket, the position of the ball, the position of the backboard, and things like this. What specificity of practice proposes is that as you develop your skill representation, that skill representation is reliant on the presence of that afferent feedback. And if you remove that feedback, then skill performance will suffer. One way to think of it is that there are two key tenets to specificity of practice. Tenet number one, a learned skill is dependent on a specific source or sources of afferent feedback. In the aforementioned example, you could imagine that learning to shoot a basketball is dependent upon the availability of the feedback of the rim and the backboard. Tenet 2 is that reliance upon this or these sources of feedback increases with practice. So the more you practice, the more you become dependent on the presence of that afferent feedback. It's important to note that this is in contradiction to closed-loop motor theory. In a closed-loop motor theory situation, you could argue that once the performer develops a very strong motor program, they wouldn't need the afferent feedback. I'll review an example in the next video.